you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your blood.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
If you hang around 9 broke people, you'll be the 10th. The opposite is also true. So successful people want to hang around successful people. Folks who are in a transactional situation where there's a giver in a relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a business relationship, here's a real answer to your question. A giver and a giver is exotic. A giver and a taker is neurotic. A taker and a taker is psychotic. A lot of relationships in our community are the last two. Neurotic and psychotic. I like high frequency relationships. I'm trying to go up market. That's a giver and a giver. That's who I'm married to. That's who I hang around. That's who I flow with. That's who I do business with. If I get any hint of toxicity, I'm gone. I don't argue with you. To argue with a fool proves there are two.
Man.
I don't get in a debate with you. That's wasting my time. You can waste my money, you can't waste my time. I'm ruthless about my time. If I get any hint that you're full of shit, I'm gone. You can do that all by yourself. So these conversations are authentic. It's a giver and a giver. We never talk about money, oddly enough.
Hey, man, if you don't know who that is, you should look him up. He's a black billionaire, Robert F. Smith.
No, John Hope Bryant.
John Hope Bryant. Somebody get me the right information. No, that's Robert F. Smith, the black billionaire. It's John Hope Bryant. You sure? All right. But the clip is called Givers versus Takers. And we're going to do our due diligence, but I think it's Robert. No? The guy who paid for all of the kids at Morehouse? John Hope Bryant. All right. All right. My brother got him. Andy got him. John Hope Bryant. You should know who that is. This is going to be a heavy duty topic, just based off of how he outlined that. A giver and a giver is exotic. Does that imply that a giver and a giver who are together, does that imply they are rare? A giver and a giver is exotic. Then he goes on to say a giver and a taker is neurotic. Wow. That was heavy. A giver and a taker is neurotic. Then he takes off from the free throw line with a blindfold on. And he does an East Bay two-hand tomahawk double pump. And he says, and a taker is psychotic. And he goes even further and he says, in our community, the last two are prevalent. A taker and a taker, a giver and a taker. This is going to be deep. The nature of give and take explained. It's about to be really good. I want you guys to call in. You already know what it is. The Voice of Reason. National discussion. We want folk to participate in the discussion. It's not just Zoe talking. It's Zoe asking questions. I want to know how you feel about being taken advantage of or being appreciated when you give, when you show love, right? Being acknowledged when you are at your most human, right? Oh, it's going to be deep. I love it. The nature of giving and taking explained. Let me just say that one more time. His quote was so powerful. John Hope. A giver and a giver is exotic. A giver and a taker is neurotic. A taker and a taker is psychotic. And he said the last two are the most prevalent. And he specified within our community, 1-800-920-1580. I'm the VOR, the Voice of Reason, live from KBLA Talk 1580. We are in the center of Black LA. And I want to know your thoughts. 1-800-920-1580. The nature of give and take is a crucible where the alchemy of love and power is relentlessly distilled. At its core, the delicate interplay between generosity and acquisition exposes the hidden arithmetic of our inner economies, where every act of giving etches a counterweight onto our psyches. When generosity transforms into compulsive overinvestment of self, an echo of childhood neglect, or the psychic need to be indispensable, it morphs into a trauma response. Here, take this money, take this bag, take this, take that. Don't leave me, right? Flowers, whatever you need, don't leave. I need to be indispensable in your life. I can take care of that for you. I can handle that. Let me take care of that. In this state, boundless giving mutates into self-extinction as the giver sacrifices identity to stave off the terror of invisibility. 1-800-920-1580. Yet the ledger of love, this covert bookkeeping of emotional currencies, proves even more insidious. What we routinely herald as fairness instead becomes a superstitious system for exerting control, where every kind act is tallied against a hidden counterbalance. The fairness of things that is demanded in relationship often disguises an unconscious bid for emotional safety. transforming reciprocity into a performance of accountability rather than an organic sharing of souls. The subtle calculus of credit and debt in intimacy reveals not an equitable contract, but a power play in which each partner struggles to emerge validated. Do you love my darkness? Do you love my brokenness? Do you love my challenges? And more importantly, do you accept them? That doesn't mean you have to tolerate me being weak or broken or foolish. That doesn't mean you have to stay. It doesn't mean any of that. What it means is, do you accept it, right? Do you accept me as I am? Many people have this idealized image of who they think their partner should be as it relates to their unhealed wounds. I need them to show up like that consistently. Otherwise, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no, dog. Do you see? Do you see what's happening? When boundaries, once sacred sanctuaries of self-protection and healing, are idolized, they risk, oh my goodness, calcifying into isolating barriers. In their extreme, boundaries become emblematic of a cultural shift where individuals cling desperately to selfhood, mistaking rigidity for resilience. Such confinement not only obstructs authentic connection, but also it cements the myth that love can be measured, earned, or bargained. I don't want to earn your trust because I know trust is rooted in fear. I don't want to earn your loyalty because I know you're wounded and you need loyalty. Loyalty is an intimate crutch for you. Do you see? I don't want any parts of earning anything to have you here. If I've got to earn something to have you here, you really don't want to be here. You want to be reassured. You want to be protected. Hell, you haven't learned how to protect yourself. There's no safety in you, but you expect safety from. Do you understand why the brother John Hope said the last two are prevalent in our community? A taker and a giver, neurotic. A taker and a taker, psychotic. Do you see? It's important that we understand the synthesis that I'm putting together. Psychological, spiritual, psychiatric, metaphysical, clinical, empirical. I'm trying to bring all of these different layers and nuances together so we can understand why we misunderstand each other. Again, the synthesis challenges us to reconfigure our understanding of relationships. Instead of seeing love as a series of transactional exchanges, because when you're wounded and insecure, everything is transactional. Who said that? Somebody meme it. Somebody, I need to see that on Instagram. Right? Let me say it again. Instead of seeing love as a series of transactional exchanges, we must envision it as an emergence of a radical, unburdened presence. A radical, unburdened presence? Presence is vulnerable. Vulnerability is scary for the insecure. Are we listening? Instead of seeing love as a series of transactional exchanges, we must envision it as the emergence of a radical, unburdened presence. A state in which neither giver nor taker is subjugated by their past wounds or future anxiety. True intimacy, then, lies beyond the ledger, the scorekeeping, the slight collecting. It is about dismantling the ancient economics of emotional control and embracing a union that defies quantification. In this liberated space, the risk of vulnerability is met not with fear, but with the promise of wholeness, where love exists as an unconditional, transformative resonance that is both healing and radically emancipatory. You don't want to be emancipated from your wounds. You're a slave to your wounds, and you're the slave who fought to stay. Every time you jump into a damn reenactment relationship. Ooh, a reenactment. Every time you jump into a reenactment relationship, you're the slave that fought to stay. I know you don't want to hear it put that way. I know. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Right? 1-800-920-1580. I need somebody to get in here and talk to me. I need somebody to get in here and share. The trauma of generosity, when giving becomes self-extinction. Do you understand? Self-abandonment in a relationship, overgiving, emotional burnout. Yeah, I'm giving because I'm investing in you, and in investing in you, I know eventually I'm gonna get my payout, the payout that my mother never paid in the beginning, the payout that my father never paid in the beginning. It's your responsibility to pay their debts. Psychologically, overgiving, often a disguised trauma response, an apparent mechanism, an appeasement mechanism shaped by childhood neglect, according to Heller, 2019, Rothschild, 2000. Now, philosophically speaking, it reflects the ego's terror of invisibility. Spiritually speaking, it violates the principle of energetic reciprocity, which has no force. Do you see? There's no force in energetic, or what I like to call. I used to know what this was called. I'll remember later. I'm getting old. Yeah. But spiritually, it violates the principle of energetic reciprocity, transforming love into martyrdom. Right? Anthropologically speaking, it echoes ancient survival scripts. Right? Appease the tribe or be exiled. How many of you chose a person that appeases the tribe? You don't even want to have those conversations if you brought the wrong person home. Clinically, it resembles trauma bonded altruism, where safety is bartered through servitude. When we come forward, the voice of reason, I want to go to the phone lines. Who wants to get in here and talk to me about this heat?
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hello, KBLA delegation. Tavis Smiley here. On Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech becomes the epicenter of ideas that matter. The Left Coast Forum is bringing together voices that challenge, inspire, and illuminate, with keynote presentations from people like noted economist Richard Wolff, the man who breaks down capitalism in ways that make sense to working folk like you and me, and Dr. Cornel West will be there, the brilliant philosopher and activist who never stops fighting for justice and speaking truth to power and to the powerless for that matter. So this isn't just another conference. This is where ideas get tested, where the conversations that shape our future begin. Multiple plenary sessions, dynamic speakers, real talk about the issues that impact our communities, and then some good food and a live band. Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech, Left Coast Forum. The event is free and open to the public, but you must register at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can also peep the plenary topics. The future belongs to those who show up and engage. So don't just think about change, be part of the conversation that creates it. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're a giver, you have to have limits because takers won't. I think it's wonderful you're naturally selfless. I love that you're considerate and thoughtful. You anticipate people's needs because you want them to feel comfortable and loved. You look for ways to serve. I think that's beautiful, but it can also be your Achilles heel. Your selflessness is both your superpower and your kryptonite, because so often empaths and givers can shift from giving from a place of love to giving out of fear that the other person will leave you if you don't. And that's where you're vulnerable to self-sabotage. Givers are naturally drawn to takers, aren't they? Why? Because givers love to help people. Empaths love to rescue people. They want to save people from their pain because they think it will make them love us, that it will make us valuable in their eyes, won't it? But that's not...
I don't want to hear it. No disrespect. Who was the guy talking? Was that Jimmy on Relationships? Is that who that was? And I like Jimmy. You know, normally he's pretty good. But we got to get over the old way of framing things. There's not a villain and a victim. Right? You're dealing with two coins that both have two sides. Villain and victim. I love the way my good friend, author of Emotional Sobriety, Dr. Alan Berger put it. He said, we're all victims of victims. Right? We're both simultaneously. The way he's framing it, the empath just loves to give. That's their wound. That's what makes them a monster internally. Yes, even the giver who incessantly gives to the point of self-erasure is a monster to themselves. Right? If they're doing it for validation, acknowledgement, you are a monster to yourself. We have to tell the truth. You see? Isn't there a reason why the narcissist and the codependent are hopelessly drawn to one another? We always want to make one like, oh, this one's good though. Are they good to themselves? And if they're not good to themselves, do you understand? Oh, just because you're a self monster, I guess you're not a monster at all. You're a monster from the movie Monsters. Do you understand? There's always a ledger lie that's happening in relationship. How fairness in love masks covert control. Right? When is the last time you've been in a relationship with the human part of yourself first? The part that doesn't smell good, the part that isn't sweet and kind, the part that is lazy, intellectually lazy, lethargic, who doesn't care about people's feelings. When was the last time you loved on your shadow? And if you're not doing that, you really can't love another. I know people don't want to hear it, but that way. So the giving turns into this covert control. Now, you know it's your turn because the last time I did. Here's your keywords: emotional capitalism, fairness in love, relational control, covert contracts, silent contracts in love. Now, fairness sounds virtuous, but often functions as an egoic arbitration, a disguised attempt to measure, monitor, and manipulate affection. You didn't even have to pay for none of this. I did all of this for you. According to, that's Boss Zorminyi Nagy, 1986. This is interesting stuff. Psychologically speaking, it mirrors obsessive compulsive control of intimacy. Culturally, it mirrors neoliberal economics. Love as a balance sheet. Spiritually, it breaks the law of grace. Clinically, it sustains anxious attachment through conditional approval. This was nice this time, but I think you could have done better because you've done better before. Right? The giver and the taker. Brother John Hope said, neurotic and psychotic. The transactional relationship, the taker and the giver, and then the taker and the taker becomes the psychotic relationship. And he said that's what's plaguing our community today. Could that be? Well, we'll talk about that when we come forward. More from the VOR.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is standing by Black Democratic Attorney General candidate Jay Jones after his controversial 2022 text messages recently resurfaced, showing him joking about hypothetical violence toward former House Speaker Todd Gilbert.
And he has apologized. I wish other people in public life would sincerely apologize for stuff. So no, I still am a supporter.
Kaine says the remarks were out of character while Jones has apologized. The last fugitive from a May jailbreak in New Orleans has been captured. Derek Groves, wanted for murder, was arrested in Atlanta after a police standoff. He was one of 10 black inmates who escaped through a hole in a jail wall. And former Black Georgia football star Herschel Walker has been named U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. The Senate approved the move Tuesday. Walker, a 2022 GOP Senate nominee, previously co-chaired Trump's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Escape the confines of the city for the expansive beauty of the Santa Ynez Valley with a short 2-hour drive up the coast. Let Chumash Casino Resort be your destination getaway. Welcome to freedom. Go to ChumashCasino.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493, 800-515-4493.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Here's the thing, you can't teach somebody how to love you. You gotta stop giving away layaway love. Layaway love is whenever you give people all that you have and you expect them to pay you back later. Meaning you come across a man, for example, who has a deficit in love, a whole lot of insecurity, a whole lot of issues, a whole lot of debt, a whole lot of drama going on in his life. He doesn't bring anything to the table but a deep voice, a handsome face, and the fact that he's anatomically correct. But here's the problem. You see his potential. I always tell people potential is a demonic strip show. It's when you get a sneak peek of who somebody could be or who they were supposed to be. But in the majority of cases, they will never become that person that you see they have the potential to become. This is why you repeatedly heard me say we marry our fantasy of a person, but we divorce their reality. But when the enemy wants to deceive you, he will cause you to become fixated with somebody's potential. It reminds me of when I was around 21 years old, I came across a convertible that I really wanted. I had always wanted me a drop top, as we used to call them. So I saw one at this shop and I remember they were selling it for $2,500. I was working at Walmart. I wasn't making that much money. So I had my mom to take me to the shop. We went in and my mom knew the owner of the shop. The car wasn't running, but they told me that the repairs would cost about $300. I didn't have the sense that the good Lord gave me because they had mechanics at the shop. Why were they telling me that they were going to sell me this car for $2,500 and then I was going to have to go to a mechanic that they were affiliated with and he was only going to charge $300 to fix the car? I was so fixated on the exterior of that car that I completely ignored all the cues. So I went there and started paying them $250 a month. I'm pretty sure I paid it off within 6 to 8 months, but I was paying them $250 a month. Finally, I got the keys to the car. You see, the car was already in one condition, but I could see its potential. I thought I was getting a steal of a deal. I could buy that shiny.
She was cooking. I'm gonna grade it though on the curve. She was in the high B's. You know, who was that, Andy? Just some lady from TikTok? She hit us upside our dome piece with layaway love. Lord have mercy. And I loved her analogy about the car. But something broken in you wants to fix the car. It's never victim villain. It's always victim victim. Always. Always. And I know people don't want to hear it put that way. But we have to update the framing of these types of conversations. You perfect little person, you picked a concealed fixer-upper. What are you concealing in your spirit that makes fixer-uppers attractive to you? Her name is Tiffany Buckner. Tiffany Buckner was cooking. I love it. Right? Oh, I bought a lemon. Well, you like lemonade. Let's not come. You know what I'm saying? We always try to somebody was the victim here. Yes, everybody's the victim here. Takers. So what am I saying? Am I saying we're all takers in a relationship to some degree? 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Sean, Oakland, California. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, brother, I mean, when we're talking about relationships, we're talking about people that are just trying to make everything work in the moment, and the reality of the situation of, what's going on. Like what's going on right now. Mm-hmm. All I got to say is, well, I got a lot of things, but one thing I would say is, from someone who's been in a long relationship, is that you have to, treat not just your person you've been in a long relationship with as someone who you cherish. You got to treat the people around you who understand your situation as the same way. And you have to check in with them. You have to say, hey, man, I mean, it's not a big population, right? Mm-hmm. But this is how relationships expand, and it all goes out to everyone else. And you expand the information to other people.
No, I like that.
So you say, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, you've been through your challenges and your situations. I've been through mine, and we're all trying to do the best we can. But if you don't actually act out and make sure that you're checking in. Yeah, show up and check in with people, because otherwise, it's not going to happen. I think too many people don't do that. They don't just say, hey, even if it's not a phone call, because I'm a phone caller, because I'm an old guy. So I call and I'll say, hey, well, I don't have your number, but I would call in and I'd say, Zoe, well, I'm calling in now.
You okay? Are you all right, Zoe?
Yeah.
Right.
Everything's okay.
Right.
But I would say I'm going through this and that. And my better half, by the way, is in the last treatment of chemo, and I would tell you that. And I'm telling you that now. And I
appreciate
saying it
that.
on the air.
I appreciate that.
I'm saying it on the air.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you what, because I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
It's my better half is so amazing going through this.
Man, prayers up to you guys, man. And that's why I love it when you call, because you're always real, bruh. So I appreciate that, man. And the whole KBLA delegation is sending love to you, Sean, your family, your kids, your wife, everybody, man, that has to live and kind of deal with the day-to-day pressures and stress of that. We love you, bro, for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Love you
man.
more.
So guess what you just did, my friend?
I'm bringing real life world into the building. Oakland, baby.
Town business. You know what it is. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get this discussion cracking.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure of
1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it. Guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
How well it fits. Baby, can't you see when you look at me? I can't kick this feeling when it hits. All alone in my bed at night, I grab my pillow and squeeze it tight. I think of you and I dream of you all of the time. What am I gonna do?
What happens when a narcissist encounters an authentic person? It's pretty simple. They'll be frustrated. They'll talk behind their back. They'll dislike them. They'll try and get other people to dislike them. But all in all, they'll avoid them. They'll just leave them alone. And so an authentic person does not have to deal with a narcissist, because the narcissist recognizes really quickly, yeah, it's not going to work on this one. I don't like this person. And so they stay away from them. So then it becomes, okay, well, if I have narcissists in my life, must mean I'm not in my authenticity. Well, yeah, that's called being human and limited and perfectly imperfect. Authenticity is something that gets taken from all of us in childhood. It's something we all have to recapture, and that's what the authentic person knows. And so that's the key distinction, is the authentic person has recognized, I'm perfectly imperfect. My childhood, although probably had wonderful moments, had some problems, and they're showing up in my life. And so they've worked with professionals like myself. They don't see any shame in it. They recognize it's just personal growth and looking at ourselves and discovering who we are and our idiosyncrasies and the way we sabotage ourselves and the way we go against ourselves and mistakes we made, how to make peace with them. That's just part of life. It doesn't make us bad or worthless or somehow less than because I need help from a professional.
Man, that was Kenny Weiss. And so many thoughts were flooding through my mind as he was talking. You guys hear me quote from Babette Rothschild's work. Her book is called The Body Remembers. And you've heard Vander Klock's work, and he talks about how the body keeps the score. But let's just say the body is the safe that wounds are kept in. Let's say what it is. The wound keeps the score. The unhealed wound keeps the score. And that scorekeeping transfers into our relationships, right? And a lot of people don't really want to understand what this is about. I've always said, and I remembered the term, it's organic reciprocity. This is what I call it. It's organic. It happens naturally, right? But if there is this scorekeeping, you're not keeping the score. The wound is. The body is. The body remembers. The wound remembers, right? And again, this is what creates this economy of this wasn't good enough or this wasn't exactly what I needed. It's not your partner's responsibility to constantly pour into your wound economy, right? I'm sorry. The language of love, once sacred, it now echoes the cold syntax of commerce. I didn't sign up for this. Is that syntax? Love is not enough. Is that syntax? We live in this world right now where wound philosophy dominates, right? The wound seeks control, right? And I got a really good person, but I don't always tell them that they're a great person. And so maybe I need to knock them down a little bit. The wound is keeping a score you have no idea of, right? So hear it again. The language of love, once sacred, now echoes the cold syntax of commerce, investment, transaction. What are we doing? What are we building? If I do for you, you gotta do for me. I thought you were a giver in the organic, natural sense of things. Those don't exist anymore. Remember, Big Mama used to feed everybody that come by her house, whether she knew him or not. Who is this little boy? I don't know. He followed me over here. Come on over here, boy. Eat some of this boiled chicken and tomato soup. I got some extra crackers. That was love. We don't have that in our intimate lives anymore. Everybody is a potential threat. Everybody is dangerous. And everybody is out to get something. So if you're out to get something, I need to make sure I get mine. That's the cold syntax, right, of commerce in our relationships, right? Intimate ROI, return on investment. I wasted 7 years of my life. I wasted 5 years of my life. I wasted this. Do you understand? We call it balance, but beneath that equilibrium lurks a deeper pathology, an emotional capitalism that commodifies affection and disguises control as care. I had somebody literally tell me, I just like to be in control, Talking to me about a relationship they're in. Why? Because I'm safe. I'm a low-stakes relationship. I have no standing in their life. So they can tell me that because that's their truth. That is the truth they can't reveal to the partner they're manipulating. You see? An emotional capitalism that commodifies affection and disguises control as care. Between the giver and the taker stands a silent accountant, tallying worth, loyalty, and unmet needs in a psychic ledger. I like to say psycho-spiritual ledger that determines who owes them. Right? Gosh. This is what's happening in relationship. Ivan Bossormeny, that's a name for you, Boszormeny. Then he got the nerve to have the other name on there, Nagy. Called this the ledger of merits, a moral calculus that governs fairness in relationships. Yet, when this ledger becomes the primary medium of emotional exchange, the spirit of love collapses under the weight of quantification. The act of giving dissolves into a bid for control, and receiving becomes contaminated by guilt. Right? This is heavy stuff. This leads me back to Kurt out of Altadena. Kirk said, hey, man, relationships is crazy. Why don't we just not be in them? I said, Kirk, I'm going to do that show. And you know what I'm calling it? The relationship dropout. Yeah. American economy tells us that men of working age, 25 to 54, are opting out of work. 7.2 million folk. People are opting out of relationships. People are opting out of intimacy, out of marriage. Why is that? Because the system is broken. The relational system, the societal system, it's broken. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue this bonfire.
On your ladder, I'll be a pet. I want to love it. Please don't make me beg.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine is standing by Black Democratic Attorney General candidate Jay Jones after his controversial 2022 text messages recently resurfaced, showing him joking about hypothetical violence toward former House Speaker Todd Gilbert.
And he has apologized. I wish other people in public life would sincerely apologize for stuff. So, no, I still am a supporter.
Kaine says the remarks were out of character, while Jones has apologized. The last fugitive from a May jailbreak in New Orleans has been captured. Derek Groves, wanted for murder, was arrested in Atlanta after a police standoff. He was one of 10 black inmates who escaped through a hole in a jail wall. And former Black Georgia football star Herschel Walker has been named U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. The Senate approved the move Tuesday. Walker, a 2022 GOP Senate nominee, previously co-chaired Trump's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.